On this fine Sunday afternoon, we have a tropical system that might be brewing down there in the Atlantic Ocean that could impact the United States. On top of that, we have two weather patterns that are going to be in the United States. Typical fall weather pattern with the return of severe weather on the way. We have some boiling heat down in the south and some Arctic cool weather that will be impacting the northern side of the United States. Let's talk about it. First, let's take a quick look at what's happening here in the Atlantic Ocean. This is a pretty robust tropical system that, it already looks pretty nice right there. This convection right around in here. If we play this loop, we can see if it has any rotational aspect to it. It doesn't look like it has quite the rotational aspect to it, but it is showing a little bit of that sign. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this upgraded in the future. We can also look at what the models are showing with how favorable the conditions will be, because you don't want any wind shear, otherwise it'll shear basically the hurricane if it is to form, and it'll stop it from strengthening. But if this holds up, this looks like a pretty robust system that could be impacting the U.S. Taking a look at the United States, we do have some convection happening right now, all the way from Oklahoma up towards Minnesota with some brief showers. This is because there is a cold front moving through right now that'll be making its way through Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Wisconsin, and bringing significant cooler temperatures to the northern half of the U.S. So this is our European ECMWF model. This is simulated what the Earth's atmosphere and conditions are going to be looking like, specifically over here in the U.S. And we do have this thing right here, this nice low pressure system, and it will be tracking its way, and we can see the majority of the strong winds right here are going to be tracking its way, and that's where the most significant cooler temperatures are going to be located. And as we go through the days, this is tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning, it's going to get a little windy there, and then it'll be passing its way through, and then it'll start warming up again as we have high pressure down here building along the way, and that'll be keeping those really hot temperatures. And then as we can see, here's another little system that's trying to bring down and produce some cold Arctic air over the Rockies, and that's going to be making its way and also producing some cooler weather all the way down here. And we see another round of that, except this time this one's really projected to get really south down there into Texas as well. So this is good news for people in the US for cooler temperatures. And after that, it's pretty uncertain, but we are seeing a pattern here of some significantly cooler weather. This is what our temperatures could look like. This is our cold front right here, which is having some storms go on it. And right behind that cold front, we don't see temperatures to be more than really 60, 65 degrees, which is pretty sweet. And then as this cold front passes its way down there through Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, and Michigan, it will be bringing cooler temperatures. And right behind this, we can see 60-degree highs. 60, 65-degree highs all the way from Wisconsin down into Kansas, which is pretty sweet. Tomorrow, which is Monday. And then if we look here on the 9th, which is just in a few days, all the way into South Dakota, highs can be 74, but if we over in Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, all the way down there into South Carolina, it's not going to be above really 66, 67 degrees, which is pretty nice and good news for y'all. And then as we go, we do have another cool blast. So basically everywhere here in the north in this area is going to be seeing cooler than average temperatures, which is pretty sweet. Highs are not really going to expected to get higher than about 72 degrees for most of these places. And unfortunately for y'all there in the Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi area, there is going to be still 80, 90 degrees highs in some places. But hopefully as fall does engage, that temperature does decrease over time. This is our climate prediction 6 through 10 day forecast. As we can see, high, very above average temperatures from Texas to Kansas, and then not so bad over here in the north, but still above average for this time of year. But we are seeing that fall pattern where we have tons of Arctic blasts making its way over there into the United States. When it comes to severe weather, we aren't expecting a whole lot there, just a marginal risk of severe weather encompassing Kansas, Omaha, Nebraska, and a small portion of Iowa for wind and hail. Tomorrow, just a thunderstorm risk for most parts of the United States. And on Tuesday, also just a thunderstorm risk. So severe weather is pretty quiet, but anytime we have those Arctic blasts of cooler weather, there's always a chance of thunderstorms and severe weather as well if conditions are favorable. When it comes to excessive rainfall, today we're not seeing anything but a marginal threat all the way to Tuesday is also just marginal threat. So not expecting tons of rainfall either. Today where we are seeing some showers all the way from La Crosse down to Garden City area of Kansas. We could see places get as high as 4 to 5 inches of rain in some isolated areas, but most places shouldn't see more than a couple inches. This is what our rainfall could look like over the next week. So we can see showers that are building from Oklahoma all the way up to Wisconsin, which will be producing some rain, maybe a few thunder boomers over there, and then scattered showers across the Ohio Valley and Dixie Valley. And then it's going to be pretty quiet for quite a while. And then we could see a chance of some rainfall over there again in Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri area over there on the 10th of October. And look at that. This is our little hurricane that we were just talking about that could be making its way. And this is the GFS model. And it's showing that it is going to take a curve out to sea, similar to Erin, make its way far away from the United States. And then on the 13th, we could see a return of showers over there from Oklahoma up to Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Michigan. Again, from these cool blasts. Anytime we see these cool blasts, could definitely see some rainfall. And then could see lots of rain from Idaho and basically anywhere along the Rockies, and the plains could see some rainfall there on the 14th. And then after that, we don't know exactly what's going to happen where, but we can expect to see rainfall in these places a lot over the next couple weeks. So this is the GEFS ensemble, which is basically the GFS with a bunch of tweaks to it. And then you can see individual model runs to see how closely in line the models are. So most of these models are showing some sort of tropical system develop. Ensemble number 1 shows a very small system making its way turning out to sea. Ensemble number 2 does show it ramping up and then hitting Florida. So that's also a possibility. Ensemble number 3 here curving up. Ensemble number 4 doesn't show a whole lot happening, along with 5 and number 6. So, and then some of these do have a tropical system, basically not doing a whole lot, but we can really expect it'll probably will turn out to sea. But if anything does change, we'll be the first to let you know. Like and subscribe to hear more about that in the future. That is all the weather talk that I have for you today. Please like, subscribe, and support our awesome sponsors. We wouldn't be making videos without them. And then stay safe, and hopefully you guys, if you have any questions or like an area that wants to be covered, please leave in the comment section below and I'll be sure to answer any of your questions. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.